shard this, the shard that. What about the crucible?
All right. Are we live now? Are we in here now? Have I just been talking to myself? My screen is still frozen. No. I'm here. I'm here, fellas. What's up? What's up? What's up? I've obviously got people answering me. I'm asking if we're live. Jesus Christ. Dude, I don't know YouTube live streaming. Yeah, there's actually a go live button. All right, we've got 8 minutes on this thing. We've got 8 minutes. Let's go do something for 8. What can we do for 8 minutes? We'll go shoot somebody. Let's go shoot someone. There we go. We'll play some control. Let's go play some control. Let's go do some control. We're in there, fellas. We're in there. Actually, I'm gonna put us in the connection base. Whatever that means. The connection base playlist. Fellas, all right. Now that we are live, I gotta check some audio checks. How does my mic sound? And how does game audio sound? Like, I'm gonna have game audio probably on this level. Probably on that level. Can you hear the music? Jesus. Fellas, good to see you, man. Y'all missed my entire intro spiel just a second ago. I thought we were live. There is actually 2 live buttons. You actually live stream to YouTube, and then you hit another button that says go live. Crazy, man. What kind of world is that? Sound sexy as fuck. Thank you. Thank you. You can't hear the music. Audio sounds perfect. Audio should be going in. It's probably just low. It's just low. What ship is this? I'm not sure. What is this? Ada's ship. Reset my valor? Never. Never. Why? What would I get from this? What would I get from resetting? Never. It's gonna give me some crappy armor. Not worth it. Them valor resets, right? Game audio's good. All right. Thank you so much, fellas. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about the technical issues. We were a few minutes late there. Who knows? We might actually do a YouTube live stream every now and then. Oh my God, Andrew Dorman and Andrew, thank you so much for the 5, baby. You sound pro God mode. Thank you so. Oh my God, what is happening right now? Christian D'Souza, what is good, brother? Thank you so much for the 10. Optimus Cow, is it Kai? Optimus Kai. Kai, thank you so much for the 50 donation, man. Much love to you, brother. I don't have alerts. I'm so sorry. I'm only able to see these visually. We're not a pro streamer around here. So, we don't have all the inner workings. But again, to those gentlemen that just dropped the big donations, thank y'all so much. The chat windows are filling up pretty quickly. So if I happen to miss something, I'm so sorry. But we've got about 4 or 5 minutes here to kill.
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
We're just going to go mess around. I thought about getting on... actually thought about getting on Halo for a second. Whoa. So... What am I think I'm rocking Dunes. Not Dunes. Something else. What else am I rocking? Woo! That connection though. It's so weird, man. It's like this is supposed to be connection matchmaking, but man, does it not feel like it. I feel like I get more lag in this playlist than I do just the control one. Despite that being skill based.
You're falling behind.
Woo!
That's why we have fire.
Rest in peace. Bring back Twilight Garrison. That's what we were just saying a second ago. What if this is the day, man? What if this? Oh my God, Stanky Raph, Give my clan a shout out to the Rebellious Light. Yo, big shout out to Rebellious Light. One of the sexiest clans inside of Destiny. Yo, really Stanky, thank you so much for that donation, dude. Rip. Notice that there was a rocket launcher that looked like Gallahorn. Don't even bring up Gallahorn, man. Oh my, Adam! I gotta take a moment. I gotta take a moment. Adam, thank you so much for the $100 donation, dude. He says Epstein did not kill himself. Yeah, I actually think that there's been some proof of that. So, but yeah. Not saying he shouldn't have died, but yeah, I know where you're coming from. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yo, Joseph, thank you so much for the 5, man. Bring back Twilight Garrison. All right, let's do it. Let's kill. Let's do things. I'm still kind of in Halo mode, man. Been playing a lot of Reach for the past couple of days.
2 for 1.
Oh, this is such a sweaty loadout. I don't even mean to be using this. Oh, not a peek. Oh, he's got a riff. Oh, I am fresh out of stuff. Fresh out of shotgun ammo. His sergeant died in an accident too. Smells. I mean, it's all around funny, dude. It's all around funny. Good to see you live on the YouTube cross. Yo, Bri, thank you so much for the 20, man. And Fonz, thank you so much for the 1.
Shut the enemy down.
I kind of withhold my opinion on certain things, dude. For my own safety, you know? Oh, Jesus Christ. Rip that guy, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's hard being a golden gun, man. I'm hoping the changes that are coming will be good changes. Ah, got me with that bitch. Oh, Lone Baby with the 10. Thank you so much, Lone. Hashtag bring back Twilight Garrison. Absolutely. Mac says go Panthers. Who's this guy? Who sent you? Who sent you? Ooh. Do I not have a presser? Honestly think Halo Reach is making my aim a little better, actually. Like, obviously the movement and stuff's a lot different, but
5 minutes.
Oh my lord, there's so many people over here. Oh my god, Jesus, it's raining right now. Yo, Heat Seeker, the new season was brought to you by Titan Gang. Absolutely. Heart Cased with the 10 as well. Titan Smash. You gents are amazing. Thank y'all so much. Let's see where the stream is at right now. Oh, wait. Wait, is it happening? It's happening! Hi, boys. I'm gonna be quiet now. Shh.
You've been busy, Guardian. When you slew the Undying Mind, you changed the course of history. Now time is broken on Mercury, fractured by the Legion. They intend to write a new history, a new ending to the Red War.
Everyone that's donating, I love you.
If you're willing to help, you'll need to walk the corridors of time. and you'll need my Sundial to do it. I built it so that an ally of mine could cheat death. I failed to help him, and his death remains my greatest regret. They call me the greatest Titan who ever lived. You fight like a caged animal.
Triple down! Why, your light is savage! What? What? 7 column!
Bring the sky down upon them.
Hello and welcome to a Bungie live stream. We are here to take a look at Season of Dawn. I'm Deej, I'll be your host, and I'm joined on set by two developers who have led our development team in the creation of this new story that we'll be telling. And how are you today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Rachel and Jonathan, do me a favor, introduce yourself to our community by talking a little bit about what you do at Bungie and what was your unique and personal contribution to Season of Dawn.
I'm a producer on Vanguard Omega. I helped lead all the different disciplines and create this really cool experience for the community.
And I was the narrative lead on the season. I collaborated with design and art to help bring you guys the story of Saint 14's big return.
Very colorful today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for noticing. It's a lion, and it is meant to remind me that a lion doesn't try to be fierce. It just is. Just like Saint 14.
That wasn't rehearsed at all.
That's not a joke.
No, and it wasn't. It wasn't rehearsed either. It was very extemporaneous.
Rocking the haircut, fellas. Look at that.
Regarding Saint 14, the past 24 hours have seen a great deal of Saint 14 hype, I guess we would have to say.
Yes.
And as developers, as creators, what has been your own personal response to their reaction to the Season of Dawn reveal trailer?
I spent most of the night watching all of the reactions to the trailers. It was probably my favorite part of the evening with my fiance. We just sat there and watched as people tried to speculate what was going to be happening through the season. Professor Bromian was probably my favorite reaction so far.
Yes.
There was a lot of cursing.
It was a little bit of cursing, a little bit of curse words, but that enthusiasm, those real-time reactions, those visceral reactions to the things that we work so hard on. I mean, is that not the best moment as a developer? Is, when you create something, to see someone respond to it, to see someone experience it for the first time? That's
Absolutely.
why we do it, right?
Absolutely, and I totally get the fan experience. I was a fan during vanilla Destiny 1 when I was just a player. I was a fan of Saint 14's character back when he was just a grimoire story and a helm. It's been an honor and a privilege to help bring a deep lore character like Saint 14 to the forefront of the player experience in Destiny. It's too bad he's dead right now, and the players are going to have to pull a miracle out of their butts to save him. But they've done it before, so maybe they can do it again.
Maybe. If anyone can, our community can. As somebody who has taken that deep lore character and given them new life, talk to me about how you relate personally to the character of Saint 14.
So Saint is probably the most lawful good character that we've ever created. He loves pigeons. He loves pigeons so much that he's named his ship after them. He's very large. He's very wholesome.
Yes.
And sometimes that gets him into trouble, like the time that he died.
Quite literally a sense in that case.
Absolutely.
A virtuous character,
I mean,
the sacrifice.
He's in
not
trouble
keeping it
right
together
now,
back
guys.
there.
He needs your help.
Okay. So that help will be on the way on December 10th. when Season of Dawn begins, less than a week away now.
Christopher, thank you so much.
There's a lot of anticipation, there's a lot of excitement. Rachel, give us a sense, we start with an idea. We decide on a story that we want to tell. As a producer, sort of bringing all these disciplines together into one creative process, how did everybody sort of share that inspiration and that motivation in doing all of the work that made this possible?
I mean, it really wasn't hard to bring people together in this case. John and all the writers on the seasonal team have really inspired a lot of the team and how we actually go about building the season. Though that passion is super inspiring.
Was it Nico, Christine, and Paul?
Yeah.
You guys were amazing.
They were all really amazing, and he helped really inspire how we built the season and influence what the actual season was. People brainstormed together. We built the season as a team, collaboratively, just like we built everything in Destiny together. It was
Understanding, guys,
definitely
these
a
are the
really
writers.
cool collaboration
So
and cooperation
writers in
with
general,
everybody.
I want to share
gotta be
a
into
piece
their
of
product,
art
you know
that
what I mean?
I think a lot of people in the team have a lot of heart for, and this piece of art really encapsulates the mood that we've created with Season of Dawn. This is the idea that we've all come together to embrace. And Jonathan, what can you tell us about the themes and the ideas that are captured in this beautiful piece of artwork? And programming note, we will release this on social media imminently, so that if you would like to make this your wallpaper or what have you, you don't need to go screenshotting right now. You only need to go and consult our Twitter channels. But talk to us from a creative standpoint as to what this speaks to you about.
For sure. So besides being an awesome piece of art, all of that gear that you saw there belonged to Saint 14. The piece, though, is not about the gear itself. The piece, to me, is about Saint's absence, and perhaps even how Osiris feels about Saint's absence. The helm that you saw there is iconic. It's been with us since the very first version of Destiny, and it's synonymous with Saint as a character. The shotgun is it's called the Perfect Paradox. It is Saint's signature weapon. It was forged by our players way back in the Curse of Osiris expansion. And I wrote the lore tab for that weapon that happened to insinuate that players would perhaps one day be able to bring that weapon back to Saint 14. There's a huge problem right now, though, because he's dead. He's still dead, and we're going to have to solve that before we can give Saint back his weapon. The ribbons that you saw there as well, Saint brought those with him everywhere. There's more to their story than just armor ornamentation, though, and we'll get more into that as our story progresses.
Wonderful. New mysteries to discover, new challenges to overcome, new miracles to pull out of. We don't need to revisit that line of dialogue again. Thank you so much for the work that you've done to create this moment of excitement for our community. People are really looking forward to embarking on this new journey, and that happens on Tuesday.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah. So telling a new story with Season of Dawn is just one of the things that we're doing. Let's take a look at everything else that we have planned for the months and weeks to come. As is customary and typical, we like to release a calendar of all of the events. If you are screenshotting, if you are squinting to read the fine print, this is also going out on social media. Many different reasons to engage with Destiny, many different awesome things to add to your collection, special events to recognize the season, exotic weapons that you can go on a quest to earn, Crimson Days celebrating, the love between members of our community.
Are we not getting new Ironbender armor?
So
look at that.
With that, please do consult our social media channels. And look at this, we have 2 more developers in our hot seats. Robbie, Tomo, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks
We're going to have a conversation now about how the beginning of one season on the tail end of the end of another really will have an opportunity to change the game. Before we jump into that conversation, give our audience an idea as to, for yourselves, what you do at Bungie and what was your unique fingerprint on Season of Dawn.
So I'm a creative lead at Bungie, which means I'm the one who is kind of the vision holder for the seasons we're working on. And I basically work with the team in a collaborative manner to collect the best ideas and work on those ideas with everyone to bring them to life in the game.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Tomo.
Yeah, I'm the combat area lead here at Bungie. Part of the systems team, and so something that we like, one of our mandates is to make sure that we're continuously updating the game, keeping it fresh, keeping it engaging for players, and so definitely trying to do that again with Season of Dawn.
Yeah, creating the action.
Yep.
When that moment when we finally get to play, we can feel your work. All right, that's wonderful. Robbie, Season of the Undying is coming to an end. Season of Dawn begins. This is going to be a different feel for our community than it was last year when we went from one season to the next. Can you give me a sense of how our goals are changing there? I know that we may have seen you or Luke Smith previously in Bungie Media talking about the fact that we're trying to build something that lives, right? So talk to me about how the beginning of this season really is a realization of those goals.
So something we're really trying to do is take the triumphs, take the victories, and maybe even sometimes the failures that you experience as a player when you're in these seasons, and have them directly connect and evolve in the stories that we're telling moving forward. And so, basically the community is actively stopping the Undying Mind right now and stopping the Vex threat from the Black Garden. And during this time, Osiris is in the Infinite Forest, and he sees this timeline that the Guardians are on, and he sees calamity. And so that's why he's leaving the Infinite Forest. And so basically your actions as a player are directly propelling us into the next season. And if you think about how we used to build our campaigns, right? Like, that would be an experience that you would play once at the beginning of the year. It would be finite and it would end quickly. And really what we're trying to do is kind of take that experience of the world changing, of the world evolving, of your actions having meaningful impact. It's something that you experience throughout the year and not just, at the burst whenever a big expansion comes out.
Yeah. And I think if we look back at Season of the Forge, Season of the Drifter, Opulence, they were these self-contained, very specific experiences that didn't relate to each other all that much. But now there's this through line, there's this persistent narrative, and as you do these awesome things in Destiny, as you conquer your foes,
thank you so much
you
for the
leave
They're getting to it, fellas.
A lasting impact.
A lasting impact, and you impact the way the story gets told and the way the story evolves.
And so I think something also interesting that we get to do is we actually actively get to see how people are actually reacting
Sandbox
to the stories that they're experiencing as well. And as we're developing the future seasons as well, we're thinking about that, and we're thinking about the things that they like and they dislike as well, which is different than what we've been able to do in the past in some ways.
So in any moment of gameplay or discovery, you're putting the pieces on the board that you can pay off later.
Yes, and I mean, it's something like John was mentioning before, that we had something in Deep Lore, right, from years ago, and I think what we're seeing now is a game where we can actually, players can actually initiate things happening, and we actually get to react to them faster. There's going to be a lot less of the like, oh, there's something in lore that we never talk about, and it's going to be a lot more of like, okay, we say something at one point in the season, and we really want to try to react to it within a shorter time period, really. Okay. So.
Well, we've had a lot of talk so far about ideas and feelings and goals and ideas. Let's actually take a look at the game, Tomo. Show us how we can configure a hunter for ideal combat conditions in Season of Dawn. This may be what your character looks like on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I look freaking awesome. I'm a hunter. That's step one, of course.
Yes.
But also, like Robbie said, like, even through our combat and like the action game, we want it to feel like you're evolving. Your guardian, your setup, your monster killing machine, that is evolving season over season. One of the ways we're doing that, of course, is as some of you might have read on our weekly updates, we have a solar subclass update coming with Season of Dawn. But on top of that, season over season, we're injecting new ways to play when it comes to like the artifact, changing up the mods there. So I'll dive in there real quickly. As you can see, last season it was the Gate Lord's Eye. This season it's called the Lantern of Osiris. Osiris and Saint 14 are our two main storylines, and so this is part of a storyline that will evolve over the course of this season, and you'll understand like where this kind of falls into place. We've also changed up a little bit of the artifact in the way like we have our mods laid out. As you can notice, we have in our first column here now we have our champion mods. Because the artifact resets at the end of the season, you're going to get a new one. We want to make sure that this is something that you can reacquire pretty early on. These are going to be for different weapon archetypes from what you're used to in the past. And these will help you overcome, and you'll see here shortly, like the champions that we have for the Cabal.
This is your perfect weapon for the new combat conditions. As you go into the Sundial, which we will be playing in a matter of moments, this is going to really play into how you can perfectly configure your character to confront those new challenges.
Exactly.
You know?
And this upcoming season, we're focusing more on the long-range combat, precision shooting, and I'm sure Guardians have noticed that last season it was focused more heavily on Arc and Void. This upcoming season, because we did the Solar subclass update as well, we're going to be focusing heavily on Solar and Void as our secondary element. So here's a couple that I've selected for myself. I personally really enjoy pulse rifles and scout rifles and stuff like that, so I've grabbed a couple of those. As well as in the second column here, our Guardians probably remember from this past season, all of them were reloader mods. We've actually mixed it up, so now you can also get unflinching for certain weapon archetypes.
That's going to be big,
as
boys.
well as enhanced targeting. And then we've also added a couple new mods that players haven't seen
These are new
yet.
mods.
My personal favorite that I'm looking forward to using is this one called Guardian Angel. This allows you to get a chance of a healing orb to drop if you get a precision kill. And yeah, you have to use one of the precision weapons that is in meta for this season.
All right. And then let's take a look at configuring your character. Armor 2.0 was something that people delved into for the first time at the beginning of last season, and I understand it's evolving in this season.
It is. So the rewards team did an awesome job of giving us Armor 2.0, but Armor 2.0 by itself isn't the end of it. Like they're continuing to enhance the experience. And something that you might notice is any piece of gear that you acquired during Season of Dawn now has a different symbol in their fourth mod slot here. Instead of having the Vex symbol for signifying the last season, we now have a new symbol for Season of Dawn. And over the course of the season, through various activities within the season, you'll be able to acquire new mods that you haven't seen before. And these mods now have like a new mechanic that is called Charge with Light. And when you're charged with light, you actually get these benefits. So there's certain mods that allow you to get charges of light, and then there's certain mods that allow you to consume charge of light. And this becomes like this new gameplay engine that actually works throughout the entirety of Destiny now. It isn't just for the Nightmare hunts or just for the raid. So we're pretty excited for that.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right, what else you got for us? What else is new?
All right. Since I'm a hunter and I want to look cool, finishers is also a great way to look cool.
Yes.
So I'm going to go down to the finisher blade, and players might notice here that now you don't have just a single finisher icon here, so signifying that that is what you have equipped. Instead, now we have a new multi-equip feature. On systems, we want to continue to evolve our features and continue to make the experience better for our players. And so what multi-equip does is more or less like a playlist for your finishers. And you can have up to 9 in your bucket here, and then you can actually just do like a right thumbstick click, and then you can favorite them. And you see that little star next to that where it says legendary.
Yeah.
And then that allows you to actually then have those randomly be selected when you're doing finishers in the game.
You want to preview one of your favorites for us?
pretty
One or
dope.
two of
Well,
your favorites?
Definitely going to
Golden Gun
say,
finisher.
since Saint 14's coming back, everyone's going to love this one, right? You got to get that head bash.
And how can we earn that one?
This one, I believe, is on the Season's Pass. So
Yeah, it's on the season pass.
as long as you get the Season's Pass and you're playing the game, then you'll be able to earn this fairly quickly.
Wonderful.
And then you'll also have other ones that are going to be in the Eververse store. My personal favorite is this one here. Love that one.
All right, so it's easy to do this to a sweeper bot tackle dummy, but why don't you give us a taste of how this stuff actually looks in the wild?
Definitely. So
And for that, we
we're
take
on Mercury
you
here.
live to Mercury, and whoa!
Sparrow.
It is.
Sparrows on
using
Mercury. Let's see your
sparrows?
parkour skills. Can you stick the landing? Can you stick the landing?
Oh, he did.
Nailed it.
Beautiful.
All right. Nice.
Stuck that landing
He's
too.
using one of the scout
Where are you
rifles.
going? Where are you going?
Oh, scout
you're
rifles.
far too
I'm
lethal.
too good.
Just too good for our own good. All right, seeking targets. You'll do.
Shoot him in the kneecap.
You're kneecapping that guy.
Oh, there's the headbutt.
Beautiful. Come on.
What's this, a 200 round per minute?
Well, this isn't your
okay,
dance. You want some of this?
Yeah,
you
he
can have
does.
some. Wonderful.
They are really trying to show these
All
finishers
right,
off.
that all looks great. So, changes afoot. New stories, new artifact, new combat meta. Obviously, when we're telling a new story and we have new media out there, we love to watch their reactions. But when we change the way they fight, there's obviously reactions there as well.
Yeah, so I think we've talked a lot about the combat, we've talked a lot about Mercury, and you guys are going to see the Sundial soon. And I think something to think about and understand for the season is that there's going to be a lot more than just Mercury, than just the combat, right? Like you're going to be asked to go throughout the solar system, go to Tangled Shore, go to destinations that you haven't been to in a while to basically help stop this new Cabal threat. That's appeared in the system, and as you guys are actively playing the season and you're reacting to it, we're going to be listening, we're going to be watching, and we're going to be thinking of how we can integrate the things that you care about, you like or dislike, into our future season development. And it's something that we think about a lot and we try to pay attention to a lot. So,
cool.
Yeah.
New PvP maps.
Yep, we got Rusted Lands coming back.
Rusted Lands is coming back.
Yep.
So for every type of player of Destiny, you're already.
I'm ready.
Yeah, and Rusted Lands is certainly near and dear to our hearts because that's really where the Destiny sandbox was born. A lot of our earliest iterations on the way Guardians move and the way they fight come off of that map, and that's a wonderful place to send our community back to. So if you're a fan of the Crucible, there's also new things to engage with. Something for everyone. Yep. And of course, we will be watching, we'll be listening, and this conversation will continue. I think we're being extremely interactive with how we react to the players these days.
We're trying, yeah.
The developers are reacting, the game is reacting, even the characters in the world are reacting. So we'll continue that rolling.
Indeed.
All right. Thank you so much. I think it's time now to see the Sundial in action. And for that, we need to introduce you to the fire team that we have assembled right here, live on set. And welcome to the show, Cosmo.
Hey, Deej.
Thanks for bringing together a group of people to take on the Cabal in this new activity. Who do you have assembled in your fighting party today?
Well, we're ready to go. To my left is Alexandra from the player support team. To my right is Eric, who is an investment test engineer, works on Season of the Dawn. And then across from me is Doug, who is an animator, works on a lot of the emotes that you see. Mitch is another investment test engineer, and then John is a test engineer, and we're ready to go and take on the Sundial.
Well, you all look fabulous, but show me your Guardians. Let's take a look at how you are dressed for the occasion. Look at that. Lots of new gear to add to your collections.
Look, it's sexy.
Using our developer tools, we can have this God's Eye floating through the space. You can see
look at
the
that rocket
gear
launcher.
that every player of Destiny 2 can earn as part of Season of Dawn. And then if you're a holder of the Season Pass,
Look at that hand
obviously
cannon,
in
baby.
the premium track,
Oh, get
you
closer.
can earn these ornaments. Very Saint 14 inspired. Everyone's a knight in shining armor.
What is that? Is that
can't
like
wait to
DFA
make my warlock
version
look
2?
that unflinchingly noble. So thanks for the preview. Before we actually activate the activity, I would like to introduce you to two more developers who have braved the hot seats. I'm here with Antim and Matt, and
You guys are such trolls,
worked
man.
to actually create this new activity and refresh the destinations. But in your own words, please tell our audience what your contribution was to Season of Dawn.
Personally, I was responsible for doing a lot of the visual effects and stuff like that. But like with our team, like we're able to collaborate all together to build this beautiful experience. And without the help of Matt, we were able to build something really engaging as well.
I am an activities designer, and with the help of Antim, we were able to make a really cool experience for you. I worked on activity structure, encounter design, your overall experience as you go through encounters and interact with the mechanics, and your moment-to-moment, what you're shooting in the face, essentially.
That's really what it comes down to, doesn't it?
That's what, we've always been at war with the Cabal. Come on.
Yes, we have, whether we wanted it.
Whether we wanted it or not.
Whether we wanted it or not. All right. So let's go ahead and check in with our fire team. We're going to lay down some developer commentary while they shoot those things in the face. Cosmo, you are prepared to begin this activity.
Or is it a
first thing
sidearm?
that we can notice here is that we have a new landing zone for the Sundial.
Infinite paths.
Talk to me a little bit about the inspirations and the design motivations that went into breathing some new life into Mercury.
So in Mercury, we had this really good opportunity from narrative to really clash all these different timelines. You got past, you got present, you got future, and as artists, we wanted to see all of these assets again. So we just figure out how to make this as epic and as beautiful as possible. And then suddenly we had the idea what if we just put all of them all together? And it was daunting. It was really scary because there's a lot of technical challenges. We had to go around with lighting. We had to go around with world art and just over and over again to make sure they actually got it all working with these giant time walls and everything. But in the end, it was worth it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm really proud of the work we were able to do.
So we're going to be fighting our way
love
up
you
this
too.
slope here.
Yeah.
Matt, the sundial is sort of emerging in the distance. This is Osiris's device that he can
Yo,
use
brother,
to
thank you
sort
for
of
the donation.
control the corridors of time, all the alternate realities. What were some of the themes and what were some of the different motivations that we embraced as we created this new action for the player?
Once we learned where we were going on the narrative front, Jonto, I'm so sorry, but it was obviously, time cops stopping time crimes.
Time cops stopping time crimes.
And yeah, and you can see players here. They just engaged with one of our new
That was good.
Cabal champions.
All right, and so here is this enormous device.
Thanks.
What were some of the different inspirations for creating this new structure? It's pretty daunting.
So for Sundial, like, we had to make this crazy time machine. Like, it's super dangerous, like it's trying to borrow a lot from this Vex tech, and then Osiris, this mystical arcane person's like, I got an idea, and he's built this crazy thing. So we had to mix a lot of these structures of this really cool visual effects language that we have for Vex, a lot of grids and stuff, and then try to immerse some of the really instrumental technical stuff that Osiris
Yeah, that's
has,
what it looks like, guys.
which is,
Your two prophecy
more
weapons.
inspired from the 18th century,
Coming back with random rolls.
nautical instruments and stuff.
What
and
up?
then
And
we
Infinite
just
Pass
built
is
it
pretty
and
good. It's actually a
great.
really good pulse.
I love
It
it.
is.
There's Jack Queen King and,
So like we
and other things.
have set up in other activities, that was the totem they just interacted with, and that started the encounter. And it looks like they're in the future encounter here.
I love this one.
Yeah.
So they step through an aperture into a different alternate reality, into a different timeline, and
This is what could come to pass.
pardon me?
This is what could come to
Okay,
pass.
he
What
consumed
could
its
come to
grenade.
pass
Notice that,
if we
guys.
are-
That's
if we are
actually
not
him
victorious.
proccing
And
heat
when they
rises on the
activate
new
this
subclass.
activity and they step through that window,
changes coming.
They're not entirely certain what they're going to get. This can be different combinations of timelines. It's going to be different every time they
All right,
access
some
the
mechanics.
activity.
They
yeah?
throw that to pop the
and
shield.
the activity
Okay, we've been there. We've
bosses
done that.
will evolve. They will, week to week, they'll roll out a new one. And there's some surprises I really wish I could talk about, but I'm super excited for players to find out what it is.
And
As the season rolls on.
And to your point, week over week, there will be different bosses for them to face at the end of this activity. Our enemies have some tricks up their sleeves that will be revealed and understood over time. So your first experience with the Sundial will certainly not be like
Icarus
your
Dash.
last experience with the
Use your
Sundial.
Icarus Dash,
and
bud. I gotta see
it'll
it.
Be a,
I need to see
it'll be
it.
a varied experience. So
I need to
And
see
the
it.
activity
Please.
can't. You'll always complete
Oh,
it.
he
It doesn't matter
didn't
who
even
you
use it
actually complete
once!
So if players
God
find themselves
dang
with
it!
you, they'll still be able to complete especially UD. They'll still be able to complete the activity.
Sorry, fellas.
Whoa. Shade.
Especially so the whole one of the goals for when we set this up is it's not a traditional horde mode. There are mechanics in here, and you'll find that there's a lot of different strategies you can incorporate in order to get through the activity and earn your rewards as fast as possible.
Hard case, thank you
And
so
when
much,
hard
man.
mode
Much
comes
love.
out,
Vincent, thank you so much.
you're gonna want to bring some friends that have that have leveled up their artifact and gotten better mods to be able to use against
So
the
point of order, the Sundial is a 6-player match-made activity.
Right.
I can bring a pre-made 6-player fire team if I want. Obviously, a team that can communicate with each other and coordinate with each other can complete this activity more efficiently, more quickly, get to that loot at the end.
Let's see if he
But
does it.
In terms of hard mode, that does require a pre-made fire team.
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna.
I don't know
Just
if
wanna
he
set
stopped
those
tree or not,
expectations
boys.
appropriately-
But let's look
appropriately
at this
for our
gun that he's
community.
using. Hold on, what is that?
So we got some big bad bosses here.
I think players are
Using
gonna
rifle,
enjoy
all
the
right.
new champions.
Can't tell what archetype
One of the
this
big challenges
is.
we had to
Maybe
figure out
main
for this
ingredient.
particular encounter is that we had to be able to throw this ball that creates this giant laser and stuff.
So happy.
I'm so glad we got that in there.
I'm
but, one of
Kamikaze
the
with the
difficulties
50.
is that
Thank you so much,
you're
brother.
looking at this really bright skybox, and we had to make a laser be brighter than the sun when you're on Mercury, and that was a challenge. I'm glad we got it working, but my gosh, we had
Using
to
rifle
iterate a
meta
lot on
income.
that one.
That actually looks pretty slick, though. It's got a very clean
talk
sight
to
on
me
it.
about what the players are doing right
Is it
now.
a
They're
pulse
picking
rifle?
up these charges. How exactly are they using these to overcome the tactical
So in
conditions
this
here?
possible future, the Cabal have won. They've learned to potentially weaponize the light, and they have all their ships just in orbit, and you're basically, thematically, you're just basically saying, stop hitting yourself. you're throwing their kind of beacons. He's like, when I remember we were
that's an auto
I went up
rifle.
to Jonto, I'm like, can we get a line that says, idiots, turn off the laser. Yeah, it just cracked me up, but I don't.
There's a tenderizer buff.
There might be a random chance, guys. I don't know.
As well as underdog down below. Did y'all see that?
Entertaining, really.
I remember in production, like when you first came up to me, like, hey, we got this prototype working. I saw it, I was like, my gosh, how are we gonna pull this off?
Oh, he is. Wait, he's got underdog on
blow up the whole goddamn.
That underdog on a rocket launcher.
That's the power of fantasy.
Opening shot
the
also
Sundial
popped
itself,
up as a buff.
it looks like a very dangerous thing. It looks like the type of thing that your mother would tell
Looks
you
like
not
weapon
to play
perks
on.
are actually
and here
popping
we're sending
up.
6 people up on that thing to play with time. What were some of the different discoveries that you make along the way
Yo,
through
Static
playtest
Rounds, much
with
love,
the
man.
Sundial specifically?
Glad to have you in here.
Make friends. I'm just kidding.
No, it was actually it was kind of humbling and just kind of it was a great like exercise in just user experience because you spend all this time building encounters, building mechanics, and tweaking things, iterating, and some of the most fun that we had in playtests and we were noticing is players just like killing themselves. They really just like to entertain themselves by just being murdered over and over and over again. So the Sundial, it probably has some design flaws. Most hires, he was just
It's a feature.
Yeah,
it's a feature.
Yeah, there they go.
In some timelines they die, in some timelines they make it, You can't control time.
Yeah. Well, we encourage you all to be very careful as you play on the Sundial. That's the end of the first encounter, and there are several more encounters that would lead to the final boss. We will unveil different final
Underdog
bosses
is good on a
week over
rocket
week.
launcher?
And
I don't remember. Underdog boosts
that's
range
as far
or
as
reload.
we're going to go with all this
It was
today.
range back
so
in
we've given
D1.
you a taste of the new action, the conditions, what's at stake, what you have to fight with. New champions will require a new artifact. Anything else you want to call out?
Yeah, you could cycle finishers.
No,
just the whole team that worked on this they just brought it.
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of everybody.
Melee might be weak on that Warlock,
we
where it
thank
may
you for all
appear
your
to be
hard
weak.
work.
But again,
Everyone at Bungie who worked
there's
on
ways
this.
to buff
Pats
that
on the back for
substantially.
everybody. Lots of love in this room. If you're sitting in chat hoping for another, 2 tokens and a blue moment, we're here to rewrite history. So what we're going to do is we're going to enable you to discover the rewards and how all that works. The first loot drops will be for you to earn. Season of Dawn begins on December 10th. And, John Toe, one thing we didn't cover is that you have written a number of different chapters of lore, and we're going to be sharing those on Bungie.net. So if you'd like to read about the stories that we're telling before you start to experience them in the game, starting at the end of this stream, we're going to publish our first chapter of pre-launch web lore to the Bungie blog. Go check it out. And we're going to have another one to publish every day between now and launch.
I'm guaranteeing.
So on Tuesday, the weekly reset will change the game more than it does on your standard week. We're really looking forward to you playing Season of Dawn. We thank you very much for tuning into this live stream. No matter which platform, no matter which channel you're using to watch us, we do love getting the community together to receive some new news. And we can't wait to see you again.
Wait, was this a
on
stream?
Mercury. Please watch your step. It's a dangerous place.
No, that's not.
I'm
This isn't
Deej.
it.
Thanks to
Wait, is
all
this
of the
it?
developers who played the new activity or talked about their work sitting in the hot seats. This is the end of our show for today.
Get the... Are you serious?
Guardian.
All right. Okay, hold on. I'm pausing I'm muting the audio. Maybe they're just not showing us a lot. I guarantee something is hidden in the lore that they're about to release. If Trials is going to be coming back, boys, I bet you money it's going to be hidden in the lore that they're going to be releasing. I don't know lore enough, so somebody, whoever's a lore wizard out there, needs to look at it and tell us something. But no lie, they could have showed a lot more. We're essentially just... We're just watching the trailer. See what everyone else is saying. Omega Law. I mean, shout out to the Bungie team. I think Bungie, you got to understand, those developers, guys, they work their asses off. And so, this is their only time they actually, get in the spotlight, So these streams are normally a great time for us to show appreciation towards those developers. But they could have showed a hell of a lot more, like a throwing knife inside a PvP, I don't know, something, man. I'm assuming Crafty and Lupo was going to be playing today, right? Crafty, did I just call Crafty? I'm sorry, Crafty. Crafty and Lupo are both at Bungie this week. So maybe they're just collecting gameplay for a future release. Probably got some NDAs around it. Well, all right then. Yeah, I was hoping to see some of the subclasses, some of the more artifact mods. This was kind of a letdown, dude. This is kind of a letdown. Are they going to do anything at the end? That's it. Oh my God. What the hell? Bungie, y'all, God damn it. Y'all make some good ass trailers, man. Just have some people killing the hell out of each other in some PvP. We could get a lot from just that. All right, okay. Anyways, the upside is that they are releasing lore tabs, which I know most of us think pretty boring. I don't necessarily read the lore myself, even though it's pretty cool. The main thing is, though, there's probably some hidden in the lore. Bungie likes to do that, or they'll hide something away in the lore to showcase what's to come. It is definitely speculated that Trials is returning. And I know for sure they would not bring Real Crafty to Bungie to play a raid, okay? No way in hell. They brought him up there to play some sort of pinnacle PvP activity. You know what I mean? Christoph, thank you so much for the 2. Yeah, was the Warlock melee underwhelming? Well, there was a lot of things underwhelming about it. We didn't get to see Icarus Dash utilized enough. Actually, we didn't even see it utilized once, I don't believe. The guy who was playing Warlock didn't consume his grenade. I think he may have consumed it once, but you're supposed to consume your grenade before you melee or maybe throw out a... No. What is it? Yeah. You want to consume your grenade as much as often to get heat rises. So there was a lot of synergy there that was missed out on in this gameplay. Man, I don't know. I don't know, fellas. Listen, hey, guys, thank you all for coming to today's stream. I'm sorry that things weren't a little more informative on what's to come. The expansion or the season will be launching next Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead and go into this recording right now and rewatch it and see if I can pick anything out of it, slow some things down, look over some artifact mods, go over what's to come, and maybe there was some gameplay in there that showed a few of these subclass changes up close. Anyways, fellas, thank you all for coming today. Thank you so much for the donations. Very much appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.